World, good morning. Here we are. Okay, well, I'm excited because I was actually just watching Amy Poehler on her podcast just dropped the new interview with Kate McKinnon. Got so excited that I started it, and then they started talking. Immediately, they went into astrology. We all know Amy's a Virgo. I didn't know. Kate McKinnon, Capricorn. That's locked in for life now. We'll never forget, Kate. Kate, INFP, just like myself, but not old Amy. She's an ENTJ. Makes a lot of sense. But then they went Enneagram. I'm sure I did it a million years ago. Who hasn't? Forgot. But it made me put it on pause. I went to the Enneagram test. I'm an 8. Amy's an 8. We're the challenger. I didn't see that coming, but it makes a lot of sense. So here we are. Okay. Also, Ireland, congratulations on your new president, Catherine. Oh, you know what? I feel like Catherine's won't let you down that way. I feel like you locked in on a solid one. Cheers to Catherine, the new president of Ireland. She seems fantastic. Yeah. But you know what? I've only known, well, to be fair, I only know Catherine spelled with C. All the Catherines that I know with C, terrific human beings. Can't go wrong with them. 10 out of 10. She looks like a 10 out of 10. All right, well, collective, let's see what's going on. Here, oh boy, got a few things going on the table. All right, let's see. Okay, we're gonna start off with every little thing you do is magic. Let's go. What do you need to hear? Oh, hey, we're back to old strength. Let's call them those crowd favorites. God, Jesus, Grandma, Buddha, archangels, all ascended masters, all of my benevolent ancestors. Okay. Collective. What's going on? What do you need to hear? Oh, this one's just flying off the moon. Okay. Well, somebody's a good boy. Yeah, I think you've been a good boy or a good girl. I think someone needs a treat. Ooh, the Oracle of Swords. I believe that's the Queen. Are you making some sense of emotions? Or something coming to light? Let's find out. I don't know. Okay. So what's going underneath? Or what's going beside? Okay. The moon, Queen of Swords. Emperor. Hello. Okay. Are you feeling like an emperor? Sorry, I had to back you up there. Okay. I have a song playing. I think it's also Kelly Clarkson again. I don't know what song it is. I feel like all of her songs have Here I Am somewhere in the lyrics. It's different than the other Kelly Clarkson song. Okay, wait. What's going underneath the moon? Have to focus here. What is going underneath the moon? Temperance. Hey, look, you're balancing. You're balancing your little dogs. Your little wolf. Your domesticated, your wild side, and your domesticated side. I love this. I love it too because we're seeing like the moon to the Queen of Swords to the Emperor. Well, and I feel like because of this tempering, you see the birds taking off. Oh, and just like the Emperor, they showed me the chariot. Instead of like the horses, it's like harnessing your domesticated and wild side and harnessing it, right? So being because it's the Emperor that drives the chariot. And the Queen of Swords knows where you're going. Yeah, the Queen of Swords can be like, I know exactly where we're going. Oh, this is amazing. I wasn't really focused. Okay, no. What's going underneath the Queen of Swords? Oh, which one out of the two is it? This one? The Eight of Swords. Well, it's interesting that the moon has like the two dogs, but then look who's in personal jail. It's a kitty. Well, we're gonna clarify later. Oz. Okay, so who's going underneath the Emperor? The Ten of Wands. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we're gonna move it again. Okay, so what's going underneath the Moon and Temperance? The Queen of Penties. Oh, this is gorgeous. Can't be mad about it. Especially at like 6:30 a.m. Okay. The Two of Cups is going underneath the Queen of Swords to the Eight of Swords. Oh, I understand. It's the logic. It's logic and the feeling. That's what you've tempered. And that's what that Eight of Swords is about. We're gonna clarify, but I see it. I see. Okay, last card. The Emperor to the Ten of Wands. The Nine of Swords, that's what we're ending on? Come on now. But look, he does look unbothered. Yeah, he looks unbothered, but look at the swords. They're all wavy. They're all bent out of shape. Okay. Okay. Let's clarify the moon. Tell me a bit more. I see this, yeah, this balancing, this mastery. The Empress! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. It was funny, doing the Enneagram questions. Oh, this is making sense. Yeah, whatever your constitution is, I think... Which one are you more normally? I think you're more of a swords person, to be honest. Like, it's weird. I'm getting these smatterings where, on one hand, you might be more logical, depending on what the situation calls for, where it's all logic. There's no place for sentiment, where you're just like, nope. But then you do have this other aspect of self, where it's a bit more wild, less contained, more emotionally driven. And I think before, there was a lot of, but this is how you get to the Empress, right? The Emperor and the Empress, they go through all of the suits of the Queens and Kings. You've just elevated. Ah, yes, because you've balanced all of them. We see that with that Temperance. And see, with the two here, that's that inner self. The two to the two. Yeah. You found harmony. It's like you're in love with yourself. But in the best way possible, not in that narcissistic way. Yeah, there's like pleasure now. And again, it's like driving the chariot. You figured out how to drive the chariot because you've acknowledged which areas require which parts of self. And that's part of that Queen of Swords. Yeah, like knowing to get the kind of results that you want in both your relationships, career, school, whatever that looks like, goals, dreams, you've worked out the kinks. because I can see here there were times it didn't work, especially being more swords, being more up here. It brings you sometimes to a paralysis, or it keeps you from experiencing people, places, and things that you should be experiencing, but you get locked in where you're like, nope, or like, I don't know. Okay, I love this. Let's clarify your Queen of Swords. Four of Cups. See? The 2. But with this Four of Cups, it's this black and white thinking. But this is what you've moved away from. Now it's a balancing. Instead of going like this, it's like this. Like more of like a gentle juggle, where you're like, you know what's required for in each moment, instead of just being like, the cup is empty or it's full. Yeah, none of that anymore. Okay, so what's this Emperor about? This Emperor is looking to the future, so do we have a match coming in? The Ten of Swords, hold on, I was a little bit less focused. We did see the Ten of Swords, and there's a Ten of Wands. If the Ten of Swords wants to come back, it will. I just want to, okay. Please clarify the Ten of Swords, or the Emperor. Ten of Cups to the King of Cups. There are a lot of tens. But going back to the 2, I think you're about to meet your match. The 2 of you are going to be this perfect blend in the ways that you're sometimes a little bit too logical. They're going to have a bit more emotion than you. But yeah, I don't know. This is like really beautiful. See, all the cups are full. Okay, hold on. Let's find a bit more. This seems like a lot of happiness. Okay, well, let's continue on and then I'll get other clarifying cards. Okay. So we see this case, so Temperance. Oh, the Champion of Wands. Oh, is this, not only have you balanced, but this is you two together. Yeah. See, both of you have black and white within you. Some has a little bit more black and white than the other, but I see this as more the blending. Yeah, the 2 of you really, truly complement each other. There's just enough where, like, when one of you is in a bit more of a deficit, where it requires a bit more emotionality or a heart-based decision. But because you've already mastered that, like, you're really starting to understand those aspects of self. And then this person comes along and I love, oh, what's this? A little broken stick? Oh, 2 sticks. Oh, and then we have this 10 of Wands. This hawk is carrying all these sticks, right? I've never noticed that. I've always been drawn to looking at the snake as the wreath of success, but on this stick, it's broken. I never really noticed the 2 sticks. So I see it as 2 sticks that were broken in half. You two are like divine counterparts. You got broken up in half, so to speak, before coming, and now you're about to be brought back together because both of you have found your equilibrium. You get to come back together. Okay, so then what's the 8 of Swords about? Because it's also a kitty. Okay, who's in kitty jail? Oh, 2 cards. It's the kitty. But to be honest, this looks like a lioness. Is this the mom? Because this is like a dad lion with his son to the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, do we have an ex on the table who's feeling sad? Hold on. Doesn't have to be. tell me a little bit more. Is this you, collective? Who is this? Who is this? Who's in the kitty jail? Who is this person? Is it just you? Oh, the Six of Pentacles. I feel like that just made it a little bit more confusing, but give me a second. To Judgment, the sad kitty. It's someone that you have kids with. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a person, put yourself where it resonates. You could be a fellow, just like myself, and you're still this Empress energy, and you're about to meet your Emperor. That could be a lady, a man, a person, who cares? But whoever you have children with, they see you about to move on and have new family vibes. And there might even be a blending of families. Oh yeah, see, Judgment, boo-hoo. Yeah, it's this lioness. I'm telling you, I feel like it's the mother to your children, or the father to your children, right where it resonates. Yeah, they are having some feelings. Okay. 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 Oh, so this is what that Ten of Wands is. Because that hawk is facing the past, but it's about an ending and putting down the burdens. Yeah, I think this person has been a burden. Let's find out, shall we? Okay, Ten of Wands. Clarify. To the Six of Wands. Yeah. Again, success. It's been a stormy time. Oh, I love these clouds, though. Ooh, and I do love a snowy mountain peak, but it's intense. Look at all that lightning. Ay, ay, ay. I was just thinking about, with the moon, how there was the two. Like, there's a lot of twos coming up. See, again, I feel like this is your energy. The Six of Pentacles. You might be a Leo. You might be. You don't have to be. Because with the moon, we have Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. The Empress is what? What is the Empress? Is that Taurus? We have Aries. If it's the third, where's that Gemini? Oh, that could be, yeah. Because it's Aries, Taurus, Gemini. So we have some like, well, we have all the flavors. We have Aries. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so we have success. I want to go back to this Emperor. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's continue and then I'll continue. Okay, let's clarify your Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, you're like warm golden honey. Yeah, you're golden. You're golden. Let's clarify. Justice. Justice is still coming out, folks. And look. Look. We're seeing the same moon and star. Yeah, this is what I mean. There's something about yourself. And even with justice, if we think about how justice works, and it also being an air sign, a lot of facts, even when you're being diplomatic, yeah, to be able to review, and from a higher vantage point, a higher perspective, to be able to look at all the facts neutrally. But as seen by life, not everything is black and white. Some things require a blending of the two to really get to that understanding, a solving, an unraveling of a mystery. Why did the light just turn on? I beg your pardon. The dimmer is way over here. What the fuck was that about? That's wild. That never happens. You just saw it here, folks. Well, the light came on for that. And yeah, with all your colors, there's all of these, like, the purples and the blues. That to me is always the divine counterpart, but that's like, it's the really, like, the holy sacred for me. Like, the royal colors anyways, like royal blue, royal purple. But there is something very just. And again, this is always, to me, it's the biblical angels. The story goes, apparently, that angels, as described in the Bible, are kind of terrifying. And so they sometimes will appear in a more friendly or cute manner for us so that we can handle it. But if you look at the actual descriptions of angels from the Bible, yeah. So I forget which angel this is, but I know from description, this is one of those angels. It might be Archangel Michael. I'm not sure. I have to go back and review. But no matter what, I feel like what propels you is truth. And I think for your own understanding of that, in order for you to really arrive at real wisdom, real insight, the broader truth of things, because as seen, like when it comes to personal truths or experiences, depending on what side of the cup you're on, you're going to have a very different truth of that experience. So there's this blending of all of these things within you, and you've arrived understanding your own constitution and how to recalibrate and kind of fine-tune depending on what scenario you're in. And now you're really able to soar. Because picture this, it's like being a pilot for a commercial jet. I was just watching this young woman who's a commercial pilot. She's so incredible. But all the checks that you have to do, you know? So a commercial airplane is really intense. It's got a lot of shit going on. And so that's how I feel about you. Your body, your whole constitution is like this big jumbo jet. And now you've got it locked in. Yes. Okay. So, Two of Cups. Two of Cups, Buttercups. What is this? The Three of Cups. Okay, well, what are we celebrating, like love? Are we celebrating that you've mastered a part of yourself? Yeah, there's something very masterful here. But yeah, the Hierophant, this is what I mean. It's a very spiritual, you may not even deem it as spiritual, but mastery of mind, heart, and spirit. Like to master the mind, as we see by the Eight of Swords, that is no easy feat. In fact, we're always going to have to be coming up against that kind of energy, self-doubt, the fears. Okay, and clarify the Two of Cups to the Three of Cups. Well, we see a succession, and it's celebratory. Death. Okay, well, we see the ending. You have someone that you either have children with or you were married to. There's an ending and there is a new beginning. Oh, I did hear, for some of you, you may actually be going to a wedding and a funeral in the same week. Okay, that's not going to be for everyone. Okay. Eight of Wands. Well, something's moving fast here. Yeah, there's a lot of flying. you might actually have to fly. If there is a funeral, you might actually have to, or for this wedding, or for both. But communication's coming in. Okay, well, what's the communication about? Yeah, what's all this flying? What's this communication? Oh, it's a love communication. Is that MP Emperor? I suspect. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Oh, and is this what's giving you a little bit of anxiety, but not really? Like you're yawning. The swords are bent. Is this like a... Oh, is this you're old? Because here's the thing. When we're learning and growing and coming into new parts of ourselves, it's not like one day it's just like, I was this way yesterday and today I'm a whole new person. There's always kind of a dance back and forth because patterns and behaviors, it's hardwired. It's neurologically, that's why things like breaking habits, there's a certain amount of time that needs to pass in creating new habits and patterns and ways of being and thinking, because it's like your neural pathways have to form, they have to fire up. So on one hand, because you've kind of newly mastered this part of yourself, you're like, I'm not stressed about this. New love, a new person coming into my world, love it, not stressed. But old part, you got a couple fake bendy swords. Part of you is like, I could get stressed about this. Old me would have just marched right into this bag, zipped it up, and got real crazy in it. But you're like, you know what? I don't think I need to be stressed about this. Let's find out. Nine of Swords. Let's clarify. The Seven of Wands. Yeah, because, see, it's the scissors. This isn't defending. It's that letting go of whoever this little mama or papa is. Oh, is that where also more of the concern is around that energy? Also why there'd be a bit of defensiveness, but it's saying to just cut it off. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Six of Cups. Yeah, it has to do, because this is a past energy, so it's that past person. Okay, well, past person, I don't care. Let's put these cards back in for a hot second. Because now that we have that story, now we can just focus on, I'm gonna keep the Empress out to the Moon, because that's your energy, and I'm gonna keep the Emperor with the Ten of Cups out. And now, do we want a different deck? Yes. Let's go to Light Seers. Or do we want to keep it this one? You know what? I like this deck. Let's stick with it. Okay. So let's get more. Tell me everything about this Emperor. We see there are 10 of Cups for you. You look like you're having fun. 8 of Cups. Well, they had to walk away from something. Well, we did see the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. They could be hurting too. Do I have two little divorcees? Oh yeah, because we did see, I said blending of families. Oh my god, yeah, they had to walk away from their own love. Yeah, okay. Everyone's getting divorced. It happens. Oh, look at that, Queen of Penties. She's back out on the table. Okay, so again, we're seeing this really nice, you're showing up as someone soft, but also analytical. Like there's this really nice, where you have a little bit more masculine energy, this person will have more feminine. I don't care what your genders are. This is about the energy that we bring to the table. And we all have both. And they're all gonna come out in different scenarios and circumstances. And people draw out different parts of ourselves. So I love it. This person is like a big stubborn ram, very masculine, but they are absolutely a Queen of Pentacles. They're also like warm honey. Yeah, they bring it. Okay. So, how do you know this person? What's the relationship status right now? Are they a friend? Do you even know who this person is? Is it going to be a surprise? 10 of Wands. I feel like with the lightning, I feel like, well, it's a person from your, is it a person from your past? I was more, again, focused on the lighting where it's like suddenly, or like, you know how when it's at night and you don't see anything because it's stormy, but then when the lightning flashes, you see. Oh, I just heard you may have seen this person, literally just seen them, or had a very small interaction with them as one of you was going through a hard moment. Does that make sense? Let's find out. 10 of Wands. The Hanged One. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Yeah, when one of you was hung up in some kind of burden, but also if you're from the same community, right? Like, again, sometimes you just, not everything's a big city. Sometimes you're from a smaller town or a smaller city, and you just happen to know people's business sometimes, like, even if you don't really know them. So again, you may have just encountered this person's hardships, or like, you heard about their divorce, or I don't know, but there seems to be, when one of you was, yeah, suspended or kind of hung up, it was like, what I'm hearing is that the timing wasn't right for either of you, but one or both of you needed to, your paths literally needed to cross for a hot second, I don't know, energetically, to like give one of you hope, or like, I don't know, I don't even know if you would have noticed, but there does seem to be a referencing of a past moment or past seeing. Okay, so what's going on now? Where are you guys at? The Two of Wands. Someone's making a plan. Who's making a plan? Is it you, or is it this person? Oh, the King of Cups. Well, I believe that King of Cups showed itself for the Emperor. Okay. So put yourself where it fits. I'm not sure who's who. I never do. Just put it where it fits. You are either the Empress or you're the Emperor. Although I suspect for a lot of you, you're this Empress Moon person. Hold on, let me see. Okay, clarify. Actually, I do want the lights here. I just need to see, like, some humans so we can get clear here. Okay. Okay, so let's get a card to represent you right now from this deck. Ooh, the Page of Swords. Yeah, again, going back to, like, being more of the mind, you love learning. You love facts. You love knowledge of all kinds. Again, going back to reading, I think you're someone, even if your work includes a lot of information, I feel like in your downtime, you actually do. You probably have a big fat bookcase. I feel like there's probably books by your bedside, you know, a pile of books where you're just like, I gotta get to them. Okay, so that's your energy. Okay, so let's go back to the Emperor. So let's get a card to represent old MP Emperor. The Two of Pentacles, and this is my ass backwards. Bum in the front. Hold on. Spirit's trying to communicate something I'm not quite figuring out what. There's something about the ram horns to like the backwards bum. Bum first. Spirit, I don't know. What are you pointing out? I don't know. This is the thing, guys. Sometimes I have to tell my spirit team to either try to figure a different way to communicate it, sometimes I don't always get it. It might come. Hold on, let's see if we can figure it out together. I don't know. Maybe actually when I watch this back, I'll figure it out. That usually is what happens. Yeah, see, this is what I mean about a higher perspective. I don't know, Spirit is pointing out, and even though I said it, like, bum in front, and then there's something about the horns. Okay, don't know. We're gonna move along. Okay, so going to this Two of Wands, King of Cups. Okay, so just to clarify, so who is planning? Okay, Four of Wands doesn't tell me anything. Who's making the plans here? Is the Elder of Cups the Emperor? Let's just get a confirmation. The Four of Pentacles. To the Ten of Penties. Okay, so it is this. Yeah, because this person has gone through time themselves. They really don't give a lot to others in this moment. Like, it's not like they don't, but in terms of who they share their innermost world with, it's a select few. But for you, they're planning. They are planning. Okay, so what are they planning? Oh yeah, because we saw in the Eight of Cups had to walk away, a lot of tears. Okay. Oh. Well, there's like a breaking free. Yeah, I feel like there's still like this residual energy. And so they've just been really working hard at like, yeah, getting free, getting single, getting out of whatever that they were in, and getting right with themselves. Because also it's hard to approach someone if your life is kind of a hot mess, you know? So I think they've just been planning out all the things. Okay. So, okay, so now that we have that figured out, I actually want to go back to the other deck again. Okay, let's put these back in. Go back to the other deck. Okay. So, how are you two gonna connect? Even if just lightly, because again, you don't need to just like bomb into someone's life and be like, oh my god, I love you, oh, let's get married. Like, that's crazy. That's, if it does happen, it's probably not gonna go over well. So how are you two gonna connect? The Seven of Cups. Well, there are a lot of snakes, but what I'm hearing is you may just meet up for a beverage, and it doesn't have to be alcoholic. I, personally, am all about $5 and a cup of coffee, where you wander around a city, if it's nice enough, and you just like, it's, again, low cost, low stakes, also because it keeps people from getting too love bombing and crazy and peacocky, like, and also, if the date doesn't go further, or like a hangout, doesn't even have to be a date, but getting to know someone, it's like low, and then also you can upgrade. So if you start off on a coffee and you go wander around and the coffee goes great, then if you're vibing, you can be like, hey, are you hungry? Do you want to go get some food? You know? But to start off on like $5 and a cup of coffee is great. Okay. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the Seven of Cups. The Ace of Cups. Yeah. Just having a tea, a coffee, or a alcoholic beverage, doesn't matter, but okay. I love it. So who's asking out who though? The Emperor. Okay. So they're gonna ask you out, or they will come forward with something. Okay. Very nice. So they're gonna come forward and you guys are gonna have a little hangout. So how do you feel about this Emperor? Because I feel like, I don't know who's noticed who first. Oh, the whole world. Yeah. And it's to the Fool. Oh, look, and look, there's the bunny. Yeah. There he is. Oh, I saw a baby bunny the other day when I was walking 9,000 miles. Oh, he was so cute. Yeah, it was perfect. I always see the rabbits out at night because I'm usually walking around for hours and walking in the evening. Yeah, he was so cute. Well, it might just be like that. You might just hear from this person, just like when I was walking, where all of a sudden you're walking, and then just like that lightning, they just kind of appear, and they just say, hey, would you want to go get a cup of coffee? It's funny though, I feel like you might have a few suitors, because it's at a door. Yeah, and I'm hearing the theme song to Three's Company. So I feel like whether these are exes, because we do see some snakes, or a snake, we see an owl, we see a bear. Yeah, it's like this person just hops into your life. Whoever the person who hops in, yeah, this is that Emperor. But I feel like there's some suitors here. Okay. Well, that's nice. How does this Emperor feel about you? The Lovers. Oh, guys, look at that. Are those candies? And the rainbow. I feel like these are like little candies, or like the like confectionery candies that you put on like cupcakes and stuff. Beautiful. One of you may be darker than the other. Well, that's beautiful. Okay. Is there anything else, Grandmama, that we need to know about this? Anything you want to say? Back to Old Skull on the Outside. You're not, again, you don't really see this coming. One of you doesn't see it coming. Again, I don't know who's who in this story. But something's about to be communicated, and you're not going to see it coming. It's going to be as shocking as having your skull on the outside of your face. I love this. Ooh. It's that High Priestess. Okay, I do want to know more. I'm just a little bit snoopy. I want to know, okay, so what else can we know about this Emperor? Back to that champion. You guys, it's the two halves of the same stick. And we saw the Six of Cups too, and that was speaking in reference, but I do feel like there is like a deep connection here, whether your beliefs believe in past lives or whatever that looks like. There is it's just perfectly matched. In whatever ways you need to be perfectly matched with someone, you two are perfectly matched. Wow. Well, that wasn't very complicated. That was nice. That was very nice. Okay. Well, I'm not mad about it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, guys. Well, go have a beautiful day out there. Whatever this Tuesday looks like for you. Stay blessed. Stay golden.